This word I think is used way too much in the industry, and the word is custom.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely used way too much.
I think the idea is that for a consumer, they do want something that's custom to them.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the heart of what everybody wants is they want their own personal paradise. And so I understand why people in the industry use it. But what does that really entail and what does it mean? And is your person really doing something custom for you? So, the process in the pool industry is varied greatly by the individuals that come out and talk to you. And some of them have been trained to, sell pools. Like they sold cars last month or insurance or, something else. And so their custom process is to grab a bunch of templates, not like the old templates when I first started,
The blue ones?
the blue ones that came in a little cardboard box. Yeah. So I've
Do you
seen,
still have yours?
I didn't ever have any, they didn't give me a set when I started. So anyway, but, we had some pools with onion paper that we could, put underneath our tracing paper and try that type thing. But anyway, today they're on a computer, and people pull them off of a 3D model and just plop it in the backyard and they go, well, there's your custom pool. That's what some people do. And I wouldn't call that custom. But there are people in the industry that are truly artists that develop, I would say, they're not custom pools, but they're works of art in the backyard. And they're as personalized as a suit or a custom made car or, when you think of custom, what do you think of?
I think of a custom car, like you just said, a custom suit, building a custom house where I decided, every aspect of the house, what I wanted in it.
Even
It was
down to the
specifically built, for our likes and desires and tastes and budget.
right. And you get down to the knobs on the kitchen cabinets, right?
Exactly.
So everything is personalized for you. And I think that there are people that do a phenomenal job of that in the pool industry. And I think that we're going to get into the details of that a lot more later on. But those individuals to do that have to ask a lot of questions and understand a lot of your thoughts and things that you want to do, which I guess that's a lot of what we're going to dive into.
So a salesperson would ask a lot more questions rather than just writing down what the homeowner wants and basically just taking an order and creating exactly that.
Yeah. So you have an order taker. I don't think they're going to create anything custom at all. They're just going to give you back what you ask for. And the challenge is, before you listen to this podcast, you didn't know a lot of things to ask. And today you don't either, but maybe when you get to episode 10, you'll know a lot more what you're looking for.
You're going to know an awful lot more.
Yeah.
And that's why you want to continue to listen.
Right. So, but yes, the designer that comes out and asks a lot of questions to personalize it for you, like, well, we're going to get into a spa later on. But, one thing that I ask people about spas is how many people do you want to sit in it?
Sure.
Is it 4? Is it 6? Is it 8?
16?
16. I mean, you have to understand versus everybody comes back with a, 6-foot diameter spa, which nobody can use and is totally worthless. And I don't think a 7-foot's a lot better. But anyway, those are things that sometimes people, it's like, you pulled that off the shelf and, it wasn't customized at all. And is hydrotherapy important to you? And where's jet locations?
Mm-hmm.
And, how are we going to deal with, the back of the sitting and the angle of the seat? And there's all kinds of, those are customized things that we're going to make it for you. But some people don't ask any of those questions. They just get a spa.
Sure.
So anyway, we're going to dive into the questions to make this custom for you, this process. So anyway, that's my pet peeve word. So anything you think more about custom?
Well, I would agree that the word is used excessively and doesn't always apply. And I think you and I were talking about this once before, and I suggested that, every yard's different, every person's different, so, and to some degree it is somewhat custom. But then I was thinking earlier about when we initially brought up this word, is that, people aren't going to brag about building their average pool. They're going to brag about building their custom pool. Everybody wants something custom. And we want to feel good about everything that we buy or do. We want to feel like we're making good decisions. And there's a lot of psychology behind this buying pools, because you've got to somehow, I think, get to the point to where you find a designer that you really like, that you respect, and you respect them for their knowledge, for their questions, for their expertise, and you work with them through the process to get that custom pool. Because as we talked about earlier, it is, a big investment, and you got to get this right. And the thing with pools, I know you'll agree with this because you've seen it over the years, is remodels are really expensive. Repairs are really expensive. This is one of those things, one of these projects that you have to get right the first time or you will regret it. Right. And so it becomes very, very important to go through the process. And we're going to lay out that process, as Mike has talked about, and really show you, the road to get to, I think, having the right information, enough information in order to make a sound decision.
You mean remodels aren't like getting a new suit or a new car?
No, that's like getting a new paint job.
Oh, okay.
I guess it depends on whether or not it's we call them mascara and lipstick makeovers, which is basically interior finishes, tile, whatever. But, with remodel jobs, you can do an awful lot.
I like to blow them up and start over.
That sometimes is the way to go.
Well, it can be custom then.
That's true. That's true.